meantime, we bring it back closer to this team here at home, and I've had a lot of people messaging me, what do I think of the kid's chances making the team? I like him. Right now, I've got him penciled in on my opening night roster. I look at the way he's played. He's looked comfortable. He's probably been one of the stronger players so far in camp. And, you know, there's a lot of expectations on this kid to make that jump. A lot of fans, management hopes he can make that jump. And right now, he's living up to all that hype. What say you? Let's check in on what some people are saying here on the text line. And a couple of other the roster races that we've been focusing on. Hey, it's been talked about to death. It started before camp, before the physicals for that matter. Can the rookie crack the roster? Can he make the team, this youngster? A lot of anticipation. There's one game to go. And I'll tell you what, I would be shocked. I will be shocked if he's not on the opening night roster. He's been that good. He's been very good in my mind. I don't think this game is... Now, when we start trying to project what this roster is going to look like on opening night, I think the real shock here for this is look who made the team, right? I mean, when you are picked where you are, especially later in the draft like this, and for the youngster to kind of come out of nowhere as a rookie to seize that moment, make the team, and have the impact he had in camp, huge props. Major respect to that youngster right there. We're going to try to get him on the show, I think, here sometime in the next... All right, everybody, I want to bring it back to the rookie here for a second. And, I know there's a lot of hype and a lot of buzz. And, we've seen kind of mixed reviews with a lot of freshmen breaking into the league over the last few years, right? I mean, you look at some of these guys with the hype trying to make that jump, and they're kind of underwhelming debuts. Some set the league on fire. Look, I really think they've got a chance to see and have something special with this kid. I've really liked where his game's at. But I would also say it's his first year in the greatest league on the planet in the sport of hockey, right? So let's just maybe temper our expectations. If he doesn't have 50 goals in the first 20 games, let's not write him off as a bust. But I am very confident that they have got a special player in this young man. He's a forward. I think he is born to score goals, and he will find a way to light the net very quickly in this league. A lot of people jumping in on the text line here, weighing in with their thoughts. And well, phone lines are open and text messages already hopping away. What a job. What a performance. What a debut by the rookie. I mean, to snipe in your first NHL game, you talk about living up to the hype. There was a lot of pressure, a lot of eyeballs to see how he would respond. And to me, he passed the test with flying colors. Whatever that even means, flying colors. I'll tell you what, he aced it, love it, and I think there's a lot more in a bright, bright future ahead. Meantime, we're going to check in on some other stories going on around. Okay, everybody, let's take a quick look at some of the final scores around the league tonight. The Ducks took to the ice for a collision with the Sharks. San Jose posts the win with a strong defensive front when it mattered most. Still a lot of positives despite the loss, particularly when it comes to the freshman who was all over the score sheet. Hey, with this one all said and done, let's get you caught up on some of the other final matchups in the league tonight. The Kraken played on the road against the Wild. Minnesota topples the opposition with a strong effort at both ends. The Islanders were hoping to play spoiler against the Stars. Dallas powers their way to victory, showing a lot of grit in both ends of the ice. We got to take a quick break, but we got a lot more coming your way next. Let's bring Ray Ferraro back into the show. Afternoon, sir.
How goes?
Very good. I mean, maybe not as good as the rookie who might be channeling. Remember that old classic TV show that had that theme that went moving on up, right?
Yeah, it's a great day for the rookie. I mean, you got to think that there are days that are better than others, and he's walking into his first game playing on the top line. This doesn't happen all the time, of course, and he's played well enough to earn this spot. And the first line is a responsibility that he's going to learn about. You're playing against great players every shift.
Yeah, no pressure, kiddo, but show me what you got. When you look at what they're doing on the back end now. Ray, before we let you go here, I wanted to get your assessment on the rookie. Kind of had a big opportunity there playing on that top spot.
Well, the coaches have been talking about how well he's played, and you had the sense that he was going to be in for some kind of promotion. There's lots of responsibility playing on that first line, and I thought last night just went okay for him, but I wouldn't hide from trying him there again. I think he'd be more comfortable a second time around. He's a really good player.
Yeah, no, he is a good player. I'd be curious to see if they'll let him run with it one more time coming up in the next game because, you know, he has certainly deserved to be there from the beginning, at least in my opinion, from that standpoint. Thanks for this, and we will continue the conversation. Welcome back to the show, everybody. James Cebulski with you. And as promised, my broadcast partner in crime, Ray Ferraro, who I know has missed me so much, joins us on the line. How are you, man?
I have not missed you at all, James. Not at all. Doing good, though. Doing good, man.
Awesome. Are you not surprised at the conversation already surrounding the Calder here after the first month?
A little bit, but I think it's because these kids come into the NHL now and they're better.
You know what? And that's a great point, and thank you very much for the call there, Jackson. And, you know, when you look at some of the players out there and the young players in the league that are making people take notice, I think you have to look at him and what he has done so far in his early steps in the National Hockey League. You know, up front, he's finding a way to the net. He's finding a way to engage. You know, he's also showing a two-way game. And for young players, you don't see that often. That usually takes a lot longer. And I've been really impressed from what I've seen from this young man in his early steps in his career in the National Hockey League. All right, back to the phones we go. We've got Dylan on line 5. Hey, Dylan. You know, and I want to say this. I want to go back to the whole notion and the conversation about the sophomore slump, because from what I've seen so far in his second year, that does not exist. Does not exist so far from this young forward, right? I mean, he shows up and he competes, and the consistency in his game. Look, it's a long season. I get it. And a lot can happen between now and the finish line. But to me right now, the idea of a sophomore slump, yeah, preposterous. How does that sound? All right? Is that convincing enough for you? Preposterous. I just love that word. But anyway, no sophomore slump here, okay? Let's move on. Back to the phones we go. Levi, how are you? Now, obviously, a lot of people curious with the rookie watch going on as to who will be the NHL's top rookie this year, and two of these go head-to-head tonight. Now, my little birds, my little spies within the room told me that prior to this one, the coaching staff has actually challenged their young dynamite rookie to see if he can outperform the other front runner in this Calder race. I like the challenge. So don't sing it, bring it on. I'm looking forward to see how this all... Welcome back to the show, everyone. And we got a new front runner based on that performance with the rookie watch, right? I mean, what a performance. The coaching staff challenged him before this one. They challenged him to see if he could outshine the other dynamic freshman. And I'll tell you what, results don't lie in this one. The body of the work says that the kid clearly was the better one in this little battle within the game tonight. All right, time for a quick... You know, you bring it back to the team here for a second, and I thought it was an interesting wrinkle at practice earlier today where there's the rookie playing special teams on the penalty kill. And you know what? I like this move because we know we've talked about it a lot in the post-game shows in the past. It has been a struggle. It has been a struggle all year, this PK. And you know what? To allow a fresh blast of energy to come in from the youngster. Was there any volatility in the standings across the NHL tonight? Well, let's take a look at some of the final scores to find out. The Ducks faced off with the Kraken. Anaheim tramples their opposition in this one with a powerhouse offensive display. Gotta love this night for the kid as he gets credited with the game-winning goal. Here's how it sounded. And a reminder, both Ray and I will be... And I'll be very curious to see how the youngster goes into his sort of baptism of fire with this rivalry. I mean, you think of the history between these two teams. No love lost between either side. The fans always get amped up for this one. This is going to be a different adjustment for the intensity as to what this youngster's going to be used to from some of the other games that he has played to this point. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really curious to see how he responds to the challenge here. Now, some of the other key matchups as we look ahead. What a night. Love the intensity of this rivalry. And I'll tell you what, love the way the kids showed up in a big-time effort when you're not sure how certain kids are going to respond in these types of games and environments, right? He was right there in the thick of it, the intensity, and turned up his game another level. You love to see that in a young player because you know what you got here going forward, right? Really impressed. And it's always so much easier when things are going well, right? I mean, the team's winning. There's not a lot of issues. Sometimes it makes my show boring when a team's thriving, right? But my understanding was after practice earlier today, the coaching staff pulled the youngster aside and I think challenged him to see where can you be better. Yes, things going well right now, but is there room for improvement? I think the coaching staff sees that. We continue our conversation here with Ray Ferraro. Hey, just before we wrap things up, because I know you got a family dinner to get ready and prepare, and you've got relatives coming in for U.S. Thanksgiving.
Oh, I love it.
I know, it's just the best, right? The Calder race, how do you handicap it at this point?
Oh, I think it's pretty wide open. I mean, in particular, if we look at it from where we're standing, the best rookie player here has been just okay. I mean, he's not at the top of the class at all. Mm-hmm. He is. He's had some good games. He's had some below-average games, but there's lots of time left.
Just inconsistent, right, Ray?
Yeah, young, I would say. I don't think there's any cause for alarm.
Yeah, no, he's not lighting the world on fire, but he hasn't been terrible. I agree in the same vein. Thanks for this. Busy night of action on the ice. Let's take a look at some of the finals that are in from tonight. The Sabres look to run roughshod over the Canadiens. Montreal pulls this one out in a game that went right down to the finish. The Blue Jackets were hoping to fly high on the road against the Lightning. Tampa toughs one out and pick up the win. The Kings were on the road to take on the Penguins. Los Angeles played one of their strongest defensive games of the year, and they get the win. Hey, a few more hot-button issues we got to get to. It's a jam-packed show tonight. Stick around. Later in the show, we'll catch up with former NHLer Alan McCauley. We'll get his thoughts on the game. Meantime, hey, look, they are struggling here locally, trying to shake that 5-game losing streak, and they will take any way possible. The coaching staff pulling aside the rookie and having a long conversation, I was told, to where, hey, look, where can you be better? Where can this team be better? And where can you help this team end this slide? And they obviously believe in the rookie. They see a lot of confidence in him. And now they're going to give that opportunity to see if he can step up and try to help lead this team to victory. All right, time for a quick break. We were coming back. And look, I want to bring it back to him for a second here because, look, it has been a little too long that we're having this conversation about a pointless streak. At some point, you got to contribute. And I know they've tried different things. I know he's been working on it in practice, but he is clearly snake bitten out there. And I don't know what the answer is. You just simply got to ride it out. But it hurts the team. I mean, they look to him to contribute, and this is just not happening right now. That's got to be insanely frustrating, not just for him, but for his teammates, his coaching staff. I mean, they see it. They're seeing it right now. We're all seeing it from the stands and from the broadcast booth, for that matter. And that's one of the things that when you look at this team as a whole, post-game show continues, and what can you say? Hey, what is the good remedy for a losing streak? What cures all? A rookie! How about that performance by the kid out there? You talk about leading by example. I mean, this team was in a funk, and who's the guy who's leading the charge? The youngster. Who would have called that before the game? Not this guy. And it was a lot of fun to call that game, and to see him respond, very impressive indeed. Let's see where it goes from here. All right, let's get to the phones. Who's on line 3? Now let's take a look at some of the rest of the action tonight in the NHL. The Kings took to the ice to lock up with the Oilers. Edmonton tore it up offensively, and they easily come away with the win. The Flames were looking to grab points on the road against the Blackhawks. Chicago puts on a show in the shootout and get the win. The Panthers were looking to steal 2 points. Overtime just about to get underway for those of you just tuning in. Well, better late than never. This has been a fun one tonight. We are in next goal wins territory now. Who's going to step up? Scores! They win it in overtime, and not all heroes wear capes. Look at the celebration. What a great effort tonight. So, hey, join us on location. Ray will be there, too. To the phones we go. Brendan in Burlington. How are you, Brendo?
Hey, the good times continue to roll for us, and I'm here for it. Rookie's got another assist that last game. He's just contributing in all different types of ways, and he's been doing it all season. And quite frankly, I think he's going to continue to keep doing it this season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, he's shown no signs of slowing down. I do wonder as you get later in the season, does he feel that fatigue? Because he hasn't played that long before or this much into a season, so we'll wait and see. But I'm with you. I like what I'm seeing. All right, let's go to Jack. He's on line 2. Great night to be on the couch and watching hockey. Tons of scores around the league. Let's take a look at what went down. The Ducks battled it out against the Capitals. Anaheim put in a strong effort. They needed extra time, and they still get the over. Continuing our conversation with Ray Ferraro, and hey, look, the Calder race. Where does the kid sit in your mind here amongst the other horses in this race?
He's got some climbing to do. I mean, his season so far has been up and down. There's been some stuff to be excited about, and you can see where the potential sits with him, but not been consistent enough. And I would say he sits outside my top 5 group.
I'll see you at the All-Star game, all right?
You betcha.
All right, there he is, the one, the only Ray Hockey World, and I want to bring it back closer to home for a lot of you listening right now. The rookie getting a chance to play or participate with the power play unit earlier today at practice. Now, look, we all know the struggles. We've talked about it on this show in the past. And you know what? I like the opportunity, a little youthful enthusiasm. What have you got to lose? Because status quo, not good enough right now. You're not getting results. I like the change up here. Now, meantime, elsewhere around the hockey world, all right, at this time, let's get you caught up on all the action on the ice tonight. The Preds had an on-ice collision with the Penguins. Pittsburgh tested their mettle in this one, but they still come away with the win. The Wild played on the road against the Senators. Minnesota played maybe one of their strongest games of the year at both ends of the ice and get the win. The Kings went toe-to-toe on the road against the Hurricanes. Carolina topples their opponents with a strong effort late. We'll check the inbox, we'll check the text line, and hear what you have to say next. Now, speaking of which, I want to bring back to the special team story that has been an ongoing one here this season. And boy, talk about a quick revolving door on the power play for the youngster. Look, this unit has struggled. They tried to throw a little wrinkle with the freshman, and boy, oh boy, clearly the coaching staff saw what they did and didn't like it, because he has quickly been taken off that power play unit. And maybe they revisit it at some point. You know, when you think of what the expectations were going in with this young player, and look what he's done up front, right? I mean, to me, I've seen a complete game from him. To me, I think he's further ahead than a lot of people expected. You know, there were expectations on him to deliver, but I like his game. I like what I've seen offensively. I like what I've seen in his own end. To me, he's lived up to the hype. To me, he's been the real deal. I've been really impressed, and let's see how he grows, you know, beyond here. But health permitting, I think they've got themselves a keeper of a player and a key piece of this franchise for many years to come with this forward mix. All right, back to the phones we go. We got Johnny. Well, let's take a look at how the standings were impacted with some of the final scores around the league tonight. The Kings took on the... For those of you just joining us, we are just about to drop the puck here on overtime, so perfect timing on your end. The next goal will be a golden goal. We are all tied, and it is sudden death. Oh, look at this. Handles the puck. Shot. Fantastic save!
Well, the shooter's in a coveted spot on the ice, right in the middle of it with a good look, and he makes an incredible save by getting square to the puck and turning it aside.
And the centers glide towards the dot here as we got a face-off set to go. Fires it on net! Oh, a clutch save! Slides it over with pace to Ovechkin. Goes right to the crease. The Oilers gain control of the puck against the wall. Looking to set up offensively. Anaheim's got the puck. Centering in front. And that shot's blocked. Stars. Good night. OT winner. Just a lot to like. They did just a complete dominant team effort out there on the ice. What's on your mind tonight in Burlington, Brendan?
Hey, you know what's on my mind? The development of our rookie and how well it's going. This is a delight to watch.
Tell you what, I wasn't sure if he'd stick coming out of camp. He has far exceeded my expectations. He has been great.
Yeah, he's not sticking. He is stuck. He is stuck in that lineup, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, he's like glue or a bee to honey or a bear to honey, I guess, based on cartoons what I watched when I was a kid. He is the real deal. We've got something special here for sure. Appreciate the call. Let's take a quick... All right, 5 minutes past the hour. Let's bring Ray Ferraro into the conversation. Where do we find you today?
Right on the phone, James.
I should not have asked. What do you think? Are we going to see a busy trade deadline here?
I think we are. Man, there's just so many teams bunched up around the cut line. I think they're all going to try and find a way to improve their stock going into the final race of the season.
Yeah, before we kind of talk about some of ththose names in play, the Calder race is getting a lot of conversation here locally. The kid here, is he in that conversation?
James, not for me. I think he's fallen off the pace here a little bit. He's had some moments in this season where you go, you know what, he's got a chance at this Calder. But right now, I think his up and down nature of the season has dropped him off the lead pack.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Just the wild, kind of a roller coaster season for him as a kid. One of the other races I wanted to ask you a little bit about before we... And look, all eyes tonight, at least for me, my eyes anyway, are fixated on to see what this rookie can do. Hey, he's got a chance to establish a new mark for most goals by a rookie in franchise history. So good, so soon. And when you look at the history of this franchise, they've had some good youngsters in the past, right? And for him to already be in there and establish a new mark, it is unbelievable. Better than advertised. I think most of you would agree. Better than what you thought you were getting when he landed here in this city not too long ago. Time to take a look at what happened around the league as we check in on some of the scores. The Sabres were hoping to quiet the crowd on the road against the Flyers. Buffalo put on a clinic defensively en route to a shutout victory. The Blue Shirts had their hands full with the Sharks. The New York Rangers toughed this one out, and they get the 2 points. The Stars faced off against the Kraken. Dallas posts a win in a close one. Lots more to get to on the ice. Stay with us, everybody. All right, let's go around the horn and see what happened elsewhere around the NHL tonight. The Stars were hoping to grab 2 points up against the Kraken. Seattle torches the opposition with a big night offensively. The Flames had a tall order to fill as they tried to take 2 on the road against the Avalanche. Calgary powers their way to victory in this one. The Predators were looking to steal 2 against the Flyers. Nashville taps into another gear and skate away with the 2 points. A very special guest drops by on the show, and we'll do that next. Let's take a look at the rest of the action on the ice tonight in the National Hockey League. The Panthers took to the road to match up with the Maple Leafs. Florida padded the stats in this one, scoring at will. The Capitals were on the road up against the Hurricanes. Washington toughed this one out, and they get the win. The Wild played a game against the Rangers. Minnesota pulls one out in a tightly contested affair. Don't go anywhere. We've got much more here on the show. Moments away from puck drop for period number 3. A perfect time for those viewers just joining us here tonight. The Flames continue to lead by a score of 3-2. Pushes it across to Coronado. Denies him. He got all of it. The Ducks will play it from the defensive zone. Puck picked up by Weegar. Slides it across. Oh, and somehow he gets a sliver of it and keeps them at bay.
Gauthier is playing with such confidence right now, and he's got this point streak going, and when that's happening for you, you're having a ton of fun putting up the points.
Lots of time left in this period. Calgary's hanging on to this 3-2 lead. Kadri's won the draw, and they're on the attack. Tries to feed it over to Carlson. Great pass from off the right side. Stopped by the goaltender, getting a piece of that one. Calgary's moving it along the wing. Into the corner of the attacking area. Stopped by the goaltender. Dostal's got the puck, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, and this is a huge play right here, just recognizing the tempo of the game and being able to dictate it. He's done it all night.
Play set to resume with the face-off ready to go. Quick feed to Bean. Dishes it to Huberdeau. Takes a shot. Oh, and he had the answer on that one. Feeds it up ahead. Look, he's got a step. And that's poked away. Whoa!
And that's a great play, James. This is a tough poke check to make because if you miss, it's in the back of your net.
The Flames have certainly subscribed to the quantity theory offensively tonight. They lead it and have been busier in the offensive zone. Calgary's won the draw. And he slides it quickly to Weegar. Here they come. Here we go. Odd man rush here. Shuts them down. Just a smothering attack here in the offensive end. And listen to this place light up. Over to Kadri. There's the save. And there's the whistle as the goaltender will hang on for a much-needed stoppage. Slides it quickly to Coronado. And now it's over to Huberdeau. Takes the pass. Hammers a shot. Oh, big-time save by Dostal. Calgary's motor has been non-stop tonight. Lots of shots on net, and they lead in the third. Kadri's won the face-off deep inside the offensive zone. And he makes the save. Slides the puck into the offensive zone. The Flames look to start the transition game. They're picking up steam through the neutral zone. Takes a shot. Oh, quick save. Quick pass to Ovechkin. Scooped up along the wall by Bean.
You got to figure he knows about this next milestone. He's only one goal away.
Quick pass to Kadri. Slides the puck over to his teammate. Turns it away.
Goaltender spends so much time doing tracking exercises, and it's utilized right here as he knows where this puck is coming from, and he makes the save.
Here in the late goings of the period, you can feel the energy in this crowd. It's a tie game. And now it's grabbed by Pagonis. Minchikov's got the puck in his own zone. And it's a quick pass to Ovechkin. All alone! Oh, and he can't pull the trigger on the play.
Well, it's because he skated himself into no man's land, ran out of real estate, and gets nothing for it.
Think he'd like that one back. Beautiful read in the defensive end by Pagonis. Here's a short pass to Carlson. Shot! Scores! The go-ahead goal!
Well, the game is all about timing here, James, and now they're in front, so these next few shifts are critical. They want to play with a ton of energy and keep their opponent guessing.
The Flames continue to trail here late in this third period despite several scoring chances tonight. Kadri's gained possession inside the neutral zone. And he slides it quickly to Uyghur. And that's a great heads-up play by Terry. Scores! Number 30 on the season. He's done it.
Are you kidding me, James? What a milestone for him. I mean, he doesn't need much time or space. You got to keep your eye on him if you're the opponent because he gets rid of it fast.
And that's intercepted by Wolf. There's the whistle as the goalie hangs on. Vegas is on the schedule next, and they will provide a stiff competition here as these two teams get set to collide. Puck is dropped, and he wins the draw here in the defensive zone. Looking to set up offensively. Here's a shot. Oh, he stops it with the glove. Great reflexes there. A lot on the line here in this offensive zone faceoff. Strome's won it off the faceoff. Petrano's lugging the puck. Into the offensive end now. And he takes the feed. Oh, they telegraph the pass, and he picks it off. And now he angles it across to Huberdeau. Sends a pass over. Denies him!
Well, he makes an incredible save on a point-blank shot here, James. I love the way he's aggressive, he's competitive, and he wins the battle.
Scores! And with that strike, they've gone in front.
Well, I've really liked their game tonight. I mean, you always have to manage the ebbs and flows, but when you grind away and you continue to trust the process, you get opportunity, and they converted on it.
Looks like lineups are set, and they're ready to get things back underway. It is all over. Well, after this one, partner, can we call this a heater now?
We can call it a heater, and anytime you're in...
And a reminder, that's coming up a little later on the show. All right, back to the phones we go. Brendan is in Burlington, and I'm sure fired up about something. What's on your mind?
Yeah, James, I just want to talk about the rookie. Didn't come up with any points tonight, but I still thought that he was, pretty crucial out there. For the most part, if we're being realistic, you don't touch the puck a lot in the game. And skating without the puck is huge, and I thought he was great with it tonight.
You know what? All right, let's take a look at some of the final scores in the league tonight. The Wild played a game against the Islanders. Minnesota pads the stats on this particular night. Everybody gets in on the scoring action and the win. The Blackhawks were hoping to come up with 2 points on the road against the Capitals. Washington tore it up offensively on a night it seemed like everybody was scoring. The Hurricanes were in a dogfight on the road against the Red Wings. Carolina powers through in a tight one. Don't even think about touching that dial or touching that button. We've got plenty more on the ice, and that's next. Well, busy night in the National Hockey League. Let's see what happened elsewhere on the ice. The Hawks took to the ice to battle the Penguins. Pittsburgh toughed this one out and get the 2 points and the win. The Canucks took to the road to match up with the Stars. Vancouver partied it up with an offensive display en route to the win. The Bruins were in tough with the Devils. Boston taps into another gear, and they get the win. We are as cool as ice, and we are bringing you many more stories from the NHL. We're doing it next. Changing gears here for a second as we get away from the playoff races. We're kind of getting close to deciding some votes, and you have a vote for the Calder, do you not, Ray?
I do, yep.
Okay, I think it's fair to say that we can't look at the young rookie here locally to be in that conversation. Is that right?
This isn't a player that's at the top of the charts here. The Calder Trophy is really a difficult one to win. Now, some of it is luck. You might show up in a year where there's not much competition, and a decent.
You know what? I know a lot of people were hoping to see history made here after this one and to see the rookie kind of establish a new franchise mark for most goals by a freshman. Hey, look, it didn't happen. Yes, selfishly speaking, was I hoping to call a moment like